And here is our next heat on deck, another Championship Tour surfer in the form of D.Silva, taking on a former Championship Tour surfer, M.Braye, who was in as an injury replacement in Rio de Janeiro a few weeks ago.
Today we're talking about surfing epoxy boards, smaller boards. What's sort of the range of boards you've brought out here?
No, I still surf my normal board. It's really good. I didn't bring small board. I thought there was going to be swell all week.
Also will have a lot to offer here, but this is M.Selman's 467.
Yeah, this is his first one. Opening slash on his backhand there. Little speed tag. This one just fades out down the line.
Of course, a former finalist here would use Ballito as a massive leap up to Championship Tour status. Talking of someone that has never got a result in Ballito to help his campaigns, as this man, M.Braye, always finds his results elsewhere in the big QS 10,000s, particularly Hawaii, always favouring the big man from Cascais, Portugal. But a quick start there from M.Braye as he gets his opener underway.
Three big turns at the end to complete that one. Judges will consider that. M.Braye, lovely big hit here. Big, tall, lean Portuguese surfer. Another little jam and linking it into this last section for an average of 4.67 there. M.Braye. Deeper water, you can see not as vertical a wall. That meant he had to slowly wash off his turn there. That's a better opening face slash. Links it into that one. So it's all about that inside section. Got his spot in here at the expense of his travelling partner, Skip McCullough, who was turned around at the airport because he didn't have enough stamps in his book, as we pick up D.Silva here.
Well, here goes live action D.Silva. The young Brazilian did a lot of hard work to get to Championship Tour levels. Been to Ballito so many times looking for numbers. Has never really got all the way to the big finals.
This one here is the one I think gets the nod. D.Silva, lovely little slash. Squares this one up. A better looking wave too. And it's this last turn I love. 12 o'clock. Hand back on the board.
Yeah, on the qualifying series, some work ahead for him. Really only has a 9th in Newcastle to brag about as far as the qualifying series discussion goes. Here's M.Selman out on the face again. He had a strong showing yesterday in the lineup here. Did the Chilean. Nice navigation there. Gets all the way through to the inside. Little error at the end, though. Will add a second score now quickly to his campaign in this particular round of 96, heat number 16.
M.Braye. And, of course, M.Braye keeping busy as well. Whilst we're on those last replays, just jamming this one here. Down the line, he's looking for a completion with that oncoming section. That'll be my whole contest. I think I'll put the cue on the rack after this one.
Split peak opportunity here as we follow M.Selman, the Chilean. Lots of speed. Woo. Lovely squared out air. Lock in on Mihamana.
And Mihamana not waiting for that first number, getting busy here. Lovely little phone climb here, but it's all about this next section. Lovely little wrapping roundhouse cutback. Haven't seen too many of those out here. It's been nice and quick, but that wave just slowing up on him. And as a result, not able to get to that end section for a closeout. So that one won't be as high counting as his first.
I did notice the headphones on with Jesse Mendes in heat preparation. He'll be coming up next. This is D.Silva. Squared up turn there now. Oh, a little error from the Championship Tour surfer D.Silva in the heat. He'll go back to the drawing board with pretty much the halfway mark of the heat upon us. Really working hard as a young Brazilian junior. D.Silva's been one of sort of those less celebrated Brazilians, but he really has become an efficient competitor, has the Brazilian in red. Meanwhile, that was M.Selman back at work again, the Chilean. Buttery conditions here, light offshores, typical of this time of year on the east coast of South Africa. And jumping on the opportunity here is big M.Braye. Down the line he goes. Big rip from the tall Portuguese surfer. Quick little spark there to that second maneuver. Maybe a little bit obscured at the end there. We'll go back to the drawing board with 14 minutes to go. I'm not seeing a major shift in any numbers. Right now, D.Silva leading with M.Braye lying second. There is Frederico on screen. Smaller wave on the inside. Nice little jam. Knifes it nicely. Gets some good torque on that cuddy. Couple of little hops on the inside. That one will just fizzle away.
Yeah, you got to think it's a long way to travel from Chile to get to most of our venues. So good that he's got one at home.
Well, here goes the Tahitian, someone that has to travel further than most for every event. Looking for something to challenge these surfers like D.Silva. One hook, though, only on that turn. Single maneuver contribution to wave number 3 for D.Silva. We'll see where that number goes.
So let's check it out. It's a bigger wave, so we'll tick the judging component of power, but no combination of major maneuvers. But it was a powerful hook. Pretty committed.
We'll see what joins his 717 shortly. Now David Silva's going to go into a work rate that we saw like Jean Duru in the previous heat. Silva with a nice float to extend. Lovely combination as he builds the second and now third maneuver. Good run in the pocket here.
Wow.
And what about a sparky little pop of the tail there? Kind of looking really fit and flexible as David Silva. Finally getting his berth onto the championship tour, care of a good run in 2018. Here goes M.Selman. We have never had a representative in the championship tour from Chile. And a couple of sweeps here for Manuel as he represents the South Americas. Of course, surfers out of Peru making themselves known.
Sharp eye there, looking good.
Looking sharp.
Looking sharp.
Well, here we go. F.Morais will switch his focus to the left for the first time in the heat. Tall man from Cascais, Portugal, looking to get a strong result here in the first QS 10,000 of the year. Kikash through to the inside. Couple little pocket snaps here. Nice again. That's, yep, he's going to wrap that one together. So trying to improve on a 3.83 is the Portuguese surfer.
F.Morais still leaving himself exposed with that low 3.83. And whilst we're at those replays, this is M.Braye. He went and picked up one on the outside. So he squares up a second re-entry there. Just losing his footing a little bit, mistiming things, but does finish that off.
90 seconds to go. Judges are owing us a score for Myanmar. And here it's now locked in. Here he is back at work as well. The Tahitian out of Papaete in French Polynesia out in the middle of the Pacific is now up to second. Strong wrapping turn. It's almost like that as he heard his score. He's got into a new energy band. He had good snaps again. Replays for us all to break down.
All right, so M.Braye was looking to ditch a 5.57. We're looking at his foot position earlier on. You can see he really cooks that next turn. He put a lot more into it, knowing he had to at the end of the heat, and manages to combine a lot of major manoeuvres. And so that'll expose him. He wanted a 5.47. That won't do it. But David Silva here, this second turn he does, almost looks like his one-turn wave, which he garnished a 5.27 for. Add another turn to it, and he's dropped an 8-point right.
Well, F.Morais will go back to the drawing board as to how to get numbers out of the lineup in Ballito. Meanwhile, we'll take a quick break, and we'll continue with the action here from the Ballito Pro, presented by O'Neill.